Triple Threat is for a mature audience only.
It's time! It's time! It's
Triple Threat! Triple Threat!
Triple Threat is in effect.
Suplex City, bitch! On the mothership.
Welcome to another episode of Triple Threat. I am Big Daddy.
Sweet!
Right.
I mean, Jesus, it's like if they changed the covering of the Ding Dong to like vanilla. I mean, come on, what the hell, man?
And the myth, the legend, the prank.
For every action, there's a reaction. And a Piker reaction is quite a fucking thing.
What could you say about T3 that hasn't already been said about Marty Jannetty?
My shoes cost more than your house!
Triple Threat is in effect.
Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Triple Threat. I am your host Big Daddy STV. To my right, the California Kid.
Yo!
And on the phone, the myth, the legend, the pipe.
I drink the Coke Zero and eat Taco Bell, so I'm all over the place. It's them nacho fries, man. They'll do it to you.
Yeah, they're back. Yeah, the nacho fries are
Yeah,
back.
they're back. I bought 4 of them motherfuckers already. You know?
Heck yeah.
It's like you're moving.
Well guys, it's been a while, but let's get into it. Before we get into the latest pay-per-view, Elimination Chamber, I wanted to talk a little bit about the Royal Rumble and your thoughts about Nia Jax being part of it. I didn't get it.
Well, I mean, in terms of, was you going to say first? I mean, were you going to say no?
I was gonna say I don't see how they were able to do it because if you know Mattel has that little clause in their contract that they don't want women fighting men. That's why you see when they had mixed tag matches.
Well,
the women.
I think now you're starting to notice they're going a little, they're laying that off a little bit. Like now it's slow, especially in terms of maybe it will be just Nia that they go easy off that a little bit because seeing that was very shocking. I mean, it kind of fucked up for our truth, but, you know, because, I mean, he did have to win the mixed match challenge to win that thing and go on vacation to Stanford. I never understood that part, but, you know, it was a nice touch, and hey, she took that 619 RKO like a G, so, you know, I mean,
Yeah. Plus
I didn't like the fact that she threw out Mustafa Ali, but, you know, it was
I didn't like that either.
face. And, you know, this was an interesting year for the women in the Rumble. I mean, you got like, you know, Becky Lynch came in there, one the female one, and then Nia Jax doing that. This was a very interesting. I'm not gonna say it was the best one, but it was very interesting. And so I wonder if this is gonna lead to more. Maybe she will fight more guys. That would be interesting. And just right quick, the one interesting thing about both these Rumbles. Not that many legends.
Yeah.
Well, they couldn't redo the same thing over and over again.
But I'm not gonna lie, it was cool. I thought it was really cool seeing Jarrett. I mean,
That was great.
and then Fancy's cousin Reed was here and was like, "What's the big deal?" I'm like, "Hey man, this man is responsible. At least for me, for seeing a lot of guys for the first time. Like he's responsible for AJ." We seen AJ the first time.
Yep.
Rude, Christopher Daniels. Oh God, there's so many. Saban, Machine Gun. I mean, low key. I saw for the first time on TNA. So I tell you, like, you give him the proper respect. And now, be honest, y'all. Did y'all sing the song?
No.
No, but it was just good to hear it. And
I ain't gonna lie. I sang a little bit, and Fancy told me to stop. So yeah.
Thank you, Fancy.
I was really feeling it too, man. I was doing the strut walk and everything, and I was saying, she said, "Please stop! Don't do that." and I looked at her, and I was like, "All right."
yeah.
I wish you'd take a guitar, hit you upside the head.
We're going back.
I did. Yeah, I mean, so, and then also, I knew it was interesting how they had more like close calls, like people being sneaky and getting back in the ring. Like Kofi had a moment, Naomi had him. Now, what was her name? Casey, the Ninja Warrior girl. She definitely had the best moment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Katarina.
That was freaking cool.
That was really good. And
Yeah, and like the Naomi, all of them were really good. But seeing Casey, like I remember watching her on Ninja Warrior, and deep down when she got to WWE, so seeing her do that was pretty cool. And boyfriend Ricochet was excited. So I mean, I don't understand why he wasn't in the Rumble. That was a big rumor that he was going to be on there. So I don't understand why it was him and Velveteen Dream. I was surprised either one of them were in it, but so cool that Black and Dunn and Gargano were in it. So.
yeah, that was nice.
Yeah.
And then did you see that part with who was that Dunn broke Black's finger and he popped it back in?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
that was Dunn, wasn't it? Dunn and Black.
I think so.
Yeah, that was great. And so it wasn't that surprising that, I mean, we knew Seth, it was either going to be Seth or Braun winning it. So, but I'm glad Seth got it.
I'm glad Seth. I was happy to see that.
Huh?
I was happy to see Seth won it myself.
Yeah. Yeah, so happy
Yeah.
to see Seth won it. I mean, like I said, sometimes I thought a part of me wanted Seth, a part of me wanted McIntyre, but I'm glad Seth got it. And
yeah.
What else? I mean, let's talk about that show. I mean, of course, now that's the Common Cruiserweight. That Fatal 4-Way should have been on the main show.
Yeah, I'd have to heartily agree that
I could not believe that. Really should have.
I was a little bit teed off about that because I saw that match and I was just like, why? Why did you leave this off? Like you could have. There was plenty.
That was on the pre-card.
They could have taken something like. I'm sure there's a match I'm thinking about. They could have taken off the main card, put that match there instead. I mean, oh God, the Royal Rumble was long, and they could have taken something out, and put that in. I don't see why they didn't. Yeah, it's a tragedy. It's a real tragedy.
Yeah, and Buddy Murphy's right. He is the best kept secret.
He is.
I mean that I don't think he doesn't get enough attention for how long he's had that belt and the constant great match after great match he's been having, and he's been having matches. I guess we'll talk about it a little bit, but I honestly do not know who can beat this man. Seriously.
Yeah, I mean, sad. It's one of those things, and Buddy, like I said, it's 5 months. 5 months.
5 months.
So.
I mean, yeah. So I mean, and I've yet to see him in a bad match since being on 205 Live, and I mean, I don't know who the hell I don't know who the hell's gonna beat that dude. So,
But it's exciting.
But no, you go ahead.
I was saying it's exciting. I wanted to jump back right quick, just mention what I was going to say about the thing. WWE has been having talks about bringing back intergender matches, but the thing is, I think Sasha Banks tweeted about it, where she was talking about that now would be the right time to do it with the talent they have, because there's certain crops of women that you really can't do that with. Like the Divas era, of course not. You really couldn't do that. They were a bunch of models that Vince and Kevin Dunn had hired. Those girls weren't really going to work very well. Not all of them, but the majority. Come on, like 80% of them were.
I'll agree, majority
filler. Yeah, but you put. I mean, you could throw. Look at who they got now. They got some girls who could take some bruises out there, who could get out there with the dudes and probably, be able to sell well enough to put it over. So it's not. It doesn't.
You got the number one girl now who could probably whoop some guys' asses.
Exactly.
I mean, you got
Ronda.
You got Rousey. You might as well have her beat some dudes' ass.
You got Ronda, and like I said, we've seen that these girls from NXT can take a licking. I mean, these girls could sell a match with a man and make it credible. Like they know how to sell well enough so that it's not it doesn't make the male performer look bad. You know what I mean? They could sell it well enough to where
before she signed with NXT. I mean, I watched Lucha Underground start Chelsea Green fight Pentagon Jr. I'm pretty sure she can handle it.
That's what I'm saying. And those are always exciting because it's the factor of the unknown, how fast, and it's good to see women have to use intelligence and cleverness to try to defeat a male. You know what I mean? Like, come on. And then especially when they're evenly matched, like you can put the girls and have them face some of the guys from 205 Live and have some exciting matches, because you remember when Jackie worked Dean Malenko in that series, that was great. But Jackie could work though. I mean, God, you know.
Yeah.
Jackie could work, but you put like, okay, so let's look at a good matchup here. You could throw anybody, like you could throw Bailey in there with someone like Finn, and Finn is such a good worker that you would probably be able to put on a pretty exciting little piece there. You know, of course, even if you know the outcome, it's going to be exciting because you have to wonder, is she going to get that roll up? Is she going to manage to somehow pull this out? You know, it makes it interesting. It's like cat and mouse, you know?
Oh, man. I don't know why I hate these two, but I think something like Charlotte and Braun would be interesting.
Charlotte, I mean, she could take a beating.
Imagine her putting Braun in that figure 8.
I mean, yeah, Braun's not a flexible guy, and she's pretty damn strong, but Braun's strong though. Braun's too strong. Braun's like,
I don't know, man. It's just like, I just think that, or if you want to go real crazy, hell, it'd be violent, but Ronda and Joe.
Yeah, that'd be a violent match, but I'd see.
Hold up, that's a WrestleMania dream match right there.
I'd like to see. I'll tell you what I would like to see. I tell you, man, if we're going to talk about intergender, oh my God, I would love to see Charlotte Flair versus AJ Styles. I think that would be such a good piece.
I'm surprised you went with Charlotte and not Asuka.
No, because Charlotte's size is big enough so that she could do just enough damage to make it believable. Like Sasha would operate on cleverness, but see, Charlotte's got some extra meat on her. Charlotte's big, and she's very strong. Charlotte's really freaking strong. Charlotte could get out there and do just enough damage to where it be believable. And that's the thing, like, you have to match it up to where, like, okay, so yeah, you can put Asuka in there with just about anybody, it's going to be exciting. Asuka could credibly do damage to any member of the male roster. She could credibly do damage because they've sold us that she is a striker. So, like, yeah, I think that would be great. Like, you know, and like I said, it was Charlotte versus AJ Styles, or even if it were like, you know, like you could put Asuka in there with anybody, and it'll probably.
I think would also be good. It'd be great competitive match, but imagine some of the comedy matches you could do with that.
Oh yeah.
Can you imagine like something like a Miz versus Nikki Cross?
Oh my goodness!
Imagine how funny as hell that would be.
That'd be great.
Hell, you could even do like an Iconics versus Heavy Machinery or something like that.
Oh yeah, that'd be great.
So many. I mean, holy shit! I'm gonna write that down. Those are WrestleMania dream cards right there.
They'd be so grossed out by them.
2K19.
They would be so grossed out by them, and then you could think of all you could have a match like that, and you could still have offense being done, and yet it could be like comical, like, you know. And so I could see them trying to tie up with Dozovich and be like, I'm not touching him. No.
Take some weights, baby.
Yeah, I can see that'd be funny.
Damn, we seriously that's some other shit we gotta write down. That's gold.
Yeah, they need to pay us.
It's like Vince, Stephanie, Triple H, listen, this is a great idea.
Yeah, pay us.
You can even start on NXT if you like.
Put us on payroll.
I mean, you can have Bianca Belair like Ciampa while you're at it, I guess.
We'd each like $70,000 a year.
Yeah. Hell, you could have like, I don't know, you could have, what's her name, Shayna Baszler versus that air guitar guy. That'd be fun.
Oh yeah, that'd be really good.
I like that dude. But what else was there about the paper? Oh yeah, I mean, Shane still got it, right?
Yeah. The Royal. That's the thing.
That motherfucker is crazy, is he not?
How old is he?
Ain't he pushing 50?
Jesus.
Like Big D, how old is Shaq? He's like pushing 50, ain't he?
Yeah, pretty much.
I don't know how he does it.
But good for him, and I'm glad him and Miz got the belts. I picked them, and pretty sure it's going to be them at Mania, fighting at Mania.
Yeah, it's looking more and more
There's
like
no other
that.
way. I mean, you could make this like a bromance thing and keep it going, but nah, this is meant to feud at Mania. What else? What else happened on Rumble? Was that it?
Yeah, we were just talking about Rumble here. Then we kind of lead on.
What happened? We talked about the matches. We talked about.
No, we were just talking about the Nia Jax.
Yeah, Nia Jax being the Rumble. I think.
Was there anything else?
I think they had to pay Truth back for that. That's why they gave him, because Truth they had to give him the title because they had to make up the Truth for doing that.
And plus, they said that she hurt him.
Yeah.
From Nakamura, out of Nakamura's expense, though.
I think they really had to because, as Shadai said, she kind of hurt him. So, Nia's been hurting people left and right, apparently. So it's just,
I know we're jumping ahead, but they have not really paid enough towards that at all.
Nope.
Nakamura and Truth.
Yeah, it's. I don't know what they.
But overall, great Royal Rumble. Happy Becky won. Happy Nia took the 619 and RKO and Rusev and the tag team. It was great.
Yeah, it was good. It was a good Rumble.
In terms of the female Rumble, I mean, I still think last year's was better, but it was still good though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, happy for those NXT girls.
Certainly. Yeah, it was good.
Come on, Rhea Ripley.
Yeah, we were going to get that.
It would have been cool, too, if Toni Storm was there, but
it was good to see Rhea Ripley, though. It's really good.
Yeah, it was cool to see Rhea Ripley. And, of course, and Carly and Io Shirai, I mean.
Yeah. Io Shirai, I love watching her.
She is great. She is awesome.
Yeah.
And Casey and Candice LeRae and who was that one girl? Zia Lee.
Oh, she's the one that she was in the Mae Young Classic. She was the one that does Chinese kung fu in her routine, but we're waiting to see her really build her style to something more definitive. But she's good to watch.
Okay, so is she in NXT or was she on the Mae Young Classic?
She's kind of in that. She's NXT. But she's kind of like in that area where it's kind of like she's NXT, but she's kind of in that you don't see her as often. She's in that gray area. Probably between the Performance Center and NXT, and then she did so good at the Performance Center, it's just like, we're going to put you in the Rumble, let you show out a little bit. But they probably are still developing her.
Oh, you know what I got to ask both of you. What did you think of Selena wearing the Vega mask and thing?
Well, it had to be referenced. I think she probably likes the character or something, or I don't.
Yeah, she's a gamer.
She's a gamer.
Yeah, that's probably what it is. I mean, because
she went to the premiere of the Mortal Kombat 11 as Jade.
Oh,
that's why I wish she was a gamer. But
she's having fun.
But
I mean, I could have done without the hornwall stuff, but.
Yeah. I thought she had a clever strategy. I didn't think they needed to make light of that. I think that was hiding under the ring.
That was a good idea.
That was a good idea. I would have just had it to be with somebody. If she wasn't going to win, I'd have it be with somebody who would outsmart her. Just instead of it just being.
One of my favorite times seeing something like that. Not so much under the ring was when Brock was in the Rumble. That one Rumble, I think it was like 2-3 years ago, and then Miz came out there, making it look like he was about to get in the ring when he just slowly walked to the announce table. I was cracking the hell up in there, like, yeah, he gets it.
Yeah, he's gonna go. I'm just gonna go over here.
Go over here for a while, and but I think, and then Reed was pissed off the way they eliminated Kofi and Xavier.
Yeah, I just like.
I was like, did you think it was cool though? How they countered that though? I mean,
they come up with. That's the thing. I think this whole. We'll get into this later, but I think this whole push for Kofi is two parts. It's just for several reasons. One of the reasons is I think they talk about he's been there for like 10 years, 10, 11 years. I'm looking at it like. I'm looking at it like this. Kofi in the 11 years of his performance, Kofi has managed to make every Rumble or Battle Royal match he's been in exciting. by doing
And
he's
we're gonna talk about it a little bit, but Chamber too.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. He has done something. He has single-handedly done something to shift the morale of of these major matches. He's used his physical ability to do something spectacular in every one of these. Not to mention putting himself at great risk. You know.
I'm gonna ask you this: Does he not have one of the weirdest chests you ever seen?
Oh yeah, that's been there though.
I was wondering if you guys noticed that his chest looks so weird.
It does, but I mean, you know, you get used to it.
But, well, maybe that's to his advantage.
Yeah, maybe. Lightweight chest. Bird chest.
Anybody else got any Rumble thoughts before we move on?
No.
No, we're good on that.
All right, let's get to the Elimination Chamber. It came out of Houston, Texas, last Sunday.
Once again, the Buddy Murphy match should have been on the main card.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. That was a good match. That
whole show. What time did that show in? Before 10:30?
Yep.
Let me ask you a question. Why did we get and we'll get this later on the card, but why not have taken that Baron Corbin match with Braun and just slid that down to the pre-show and let's put Buddy Murphy.
You really could have shortened the time on that match.
That's what I'm saying. You could have did anything with that. I mean,
man, why didn't anybody come and help Braun? I thought he had friends now.
Yeah, I thought you did too, but I guess not.
Yeah, but you see like Corbin, Lashley, and McIntyre. That's a unit. You know what I mean?
And we'll get to that. We got to talk about how Braun did the doghouse.
But yeah, like I said, I think the Cruiser match once again should have been on the card. Buddy Murphy again. Don't know who can beat him.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe no. Seriously, I don't know. Video's gone, so I don't know who could beat him. Give Kurt Hawkins a shot, maybe.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe. I'm waiting for them to do something with him.
Yeah, really.
I'm waiting to see where they're gonna go.
The chamber. Let's share it quick. I did a little joke about off the air for our listeners. How excited were you when the Revival finally won the belt?
I think it was inevitable. I wasn't as excited because I knew the circumstances that WWE was faced with in doing that. They really didn't have much choice because.
You think they really would have done AEW?
Oh yeah, yeah. Because the one thing AEW does have that the Revival needs is money. You see, the Revival to leave WWE, all you really need is substantial income. You see,
I mean, when you got the son of the owner of the Jacksonville Jaguars as a backer, you got plenty of money.
I mean, yeah. I mean, if you have a billionaire funding a promotion, it doesn't matter if the promotion goes under in a few years or not. You have sustainable income for a few years. So, you know.
And that's how unlikely because Cody, Bucks, Omega, they got some of the most dedicated fans you can imagine.
Yeah.
The fact that their next show sold out within 10 minutes.
We need to. I think at some point after we finish talking about Chamber, do you think we have time to stick a 20-minute discussion about AEW in there? Yeah, we'll get to that. We'll get to that. We're going to talk about AEW because me and Fred talked about this.
Chamber pay-per-view. Let's see. Honestly, we're going to get into it. At the time, I thought the women should have had the main event, but jumping into it, I did pick the Iconics to win it.
I did. I wanted to see the Iconics win it personally. I'm happy for Sasha and Bailey, and they did work hard for it, and I love that. I love that pin. The way the Iconics did that pin on Naomi, that was pretty cool. That was good. That's what made me really think that okay, there's a chance here. I was thinking
they had to do the cowardly thing and get a Nia Jax and all that, but I think
I thought that was great.
I still have hope that they're going to win the belts eventually. Yeah. But let's Sasha and Bailey. I did not expect those two teams. The first ones in the match were going to make it that long, make it all the way.
Me neither. I was thinking it was going to go to either Mandy and Sonya or the Iconics, which I was kind of disappointed that neither team won because I think that what do you do with them? I mean,
I really think that would have been a better story if it was like a Mandy, Sonya, Sasha Bailey feud.
that's what I'm saying. If it's Mandy
and Sonya with the belt,
if you're gonna move with Fire and Desire, then you got to give them some momentum. Like, give them something to be known for.
Yeah, and
Sasha and Bailey didn't need it.
I'm glad they didn't listen to the internet with their rumors of that Nia and Tamina were going to win it.
No, that was not going to happen. That's too. That one thing. Like, I don't know. Tamina needs something right now. I don't know what it is, but she needs something.
It was interesting that Tamina got the pin and not Nia.
Yeah, they're trying. They're trying to. I guess they're trying to revitalize her because she's not. She hasn't held anyone's interest. I've noticed. Like, I don't know what it is, but she needs to find something special about herself and put it out there because I'm not seeing it. I whenever she's there, I barely notice she's there. That's not good.
If it wasn't for Nia, she wouldn't be there.
That's what I'm saying. Nia is what I'm seeing. I'm not even seeing her. She's just a backup singer for freaking Patti LaBelle. I don't hell know. You know what I mean? I just don't see her. She's back there in the shadows. Where
you know what made that joke funnier?
What?
If you said Nia was Gladys and Tamina was one of the Pips.
Yeah, she's one of the. No, she's not even Pip. She's one of the backup singers on stage that they lower the lights on so you can't see them. You know, like on American Idol.
The Pips. That's pretty bad.
Yeah,
and then also props to Riot Squad. That jump off the pod was pretty cool.
Yeah, it was nice.
I kept thinking, and during that match, I kept thinking, Corey Graves, please don't talk about Carmella. Please don't talk about Carmella.
Yeah. At one point, I didn't know what Corey was talking about. At one point, I think he was hungry or tired. I couldn't tell what the hell he was talking about at one point.
And did you hear Beth Phoenix crying at the end?
Yeah.
It's like
it was a good moment.
It was a good moment.
I'm glad they got it. I can't wait to see where it goes, and
I'm glad they got it.
Belts, right?
Yeah, I'm glad they got it. I like the belts, but I just think it was a wasted opportunity for, maybe bring some credibility to a new team.
I do. I agree. I think either Mandy and Sonya are Iconics. You could have done one of. The way that they packaged it with Iconics, you would have automatically assumed they were going to win those.
So I'm saying
they look more focused toward those belts than any other team.
Here's what I'll say about the Iconics. Individually, they're nothing special. I think that I honestly believe, and I say that with the utmost honesty. Not everything I say on this show I say with respect, but here's the thing: the Iconics. Thing about the Iconics, you watch them out there working. They are out there working. They're out there shouting at the top of I know they gotta lose their voice every night, shouting like that throughout the match. You notice they're always screaming and shouting. When you do that for about 10, 20 minutes, they're out there and they're out there wrestling too, shouting at the referee.
Where if you notice one's missing something, the other has it.
Yeah, and
that's why they gel so well together.
And I think look, they can be they're annoying, but if you really watch them, they're annoying in a good way. Like it's like if you.
I think what also helps is that they are best friends. They have known each other for years and years.
You could see that. You could feel that out there.
They got that camaraderie together, and you can tell, like, they got each other's back. Like, that is a real friendship, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I said, I feel like they and, since you put, like, you guys have been doing all this work trying to develop Mandy Rose. By God, this was the opportunity to give her a purpose. Sonya's got it out there. You got, just I don't know what they're doing.
I don't know why they won't push Sonya up more.
The reason they won't push Sonya up more is, and to be honest, Sonya's good. I like Sonya, but the reason they won't push Sonya up more is because Sonya, when you watch Sonya wrestle, you can see she has fears out there. Like the way she sells certain things, she's really afraid to take some bumps, and they need to fix that. Like I don't know what it is, but they need to fix that.
They're the kind of team where if you put them together, if that was one person, they would be so over.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's a total package, and together, I wouldn't be surprised if at Fastlane that it's going to be both of them versus Asuka, like a triple threat.
Probably will.
I guarantee, because Asuka don't have anybody right.
Asuka's been hiding in the shadows.
That's what I wonder. Where is Asuka?
She's basically now a hidden character in a video game.
Know.
She's the hidden character.
How do you go from winning the belt to not even being around?
Well, she was at house shows.
They're keeping her. I think they're keeping her away from this whole program, from the whole women's program, because now that the SmackDown main women's program is tied into the Raw main women's program, it's all about Becky Lynch and Ronda. Like, it's really, if I were Triple H, I would consider doing this too, because you really don't want your star to get in Vince's way, so Vince will smash her. You really want to keep her out of the way, because you know Vince is all over this Ronda Rousey thing.
Didn't it seem crazy how he did that? Like, suspend Becky and put Charlotte in the match.
They're doing something. This is like, probably they're writing some program here. I don't know how it's going to turn out. But I could see why Triple H has kind of pulled Asuka back. You know, it's kind of like, this has definitely got to be Triple H, because you got to be like, look, we're just Vince. I'm just gonna set her over here. You do your thing. You know, it's like,
been there for a while. You know.
Yeah, he's protected her from the get-go.
He's cooking something up. He's cooking up something.
Because he protected her. Like, she still to this day has not taken a legit clean pinfall. You can and you can't do Carmella now, because that none of that was clean. Like, nobody has legit beat Asuka straight up yet, except for of course Charlotte did.
Except for Charlotte.
But you know what I'm saying? She hasn't.
I get what you're saying.
The only person to beat her straight up is Charlotte. That's the only person to beat her straight. They wouldn't even do it they wouldn't even let Becky do it. And Becky's on a roll. They're trying to push her. Remember? They wouldn't let Becky do it.
I'm still shopping to give Becky that.
No, there's no way they were going to do that, because Triple H is one person who keeps continuity. Like, Becky never beat Asuka before. In several tries, Becky shouldn't be able to beat Asuka now. You see what I'm saying? Nothing's changed. Until something changes with Becky, and her ability, her determination went up. That's why she's getting this push. But that doesn't mean she's more skilled than Asuka. That doesn't mean she's better than Asuka. No.
Yeah, we didn't talk about that during our Rumble talk, did we? Asuka beats Becky.
No, we didn't. But here's the thing. That's just common sense. I mean, Charlotte, given enough time, Charlotte could beat anybody given enough time. Because given enough time to plan for it, that makes sense, because Charlotte has the extra size on her, and she's really strong. She's skilled, she can wrestle, and she's super strong. That given enough prep time, she beat Asuka. But you can't say that for Becky or any other women, because Asuka is a damn buzzsaw. Asuka will chop you to pieces out there. It's like she's a Joshi, she's a Josie Puroresu woman. And she got beat up by she got beat up by Suzuki, man. Like, it's like she got beat up by one of the most vicious men in Japanese wrestling. And when Triple H saw that, that's why she ended up here and undefeated. When Triple H saw her get beat up by Minoru Suzuki, like, the video's on YouTube, everybody's seen it. She got beaten bloody. Like, she got kicked around and little boyed, as they call in Japan, by Minoru Suzuki. Minoru Suzuki is one of the most vicious men in the ring, man. Like, there's no way they're going to destroy that credibility. But like it'll be a while before. I think we're looking at a good program for Asuka would be, okay, since what is it? Ember Moon's on the other show now, right?
She's on World.
Okay, so their option is, okay, are they gonna bring is Sane on SmackDown yet, or is she still in NXT?
NXT.
That's what I'm saying. You could bring in Kairi Sane, you could bring in Io Shirai, you could bring in like some women who actually are used to that kind of physicality, and it may get over as credible, but it's gonna be. And then there's Shayna Baszler. I mean, you have Shayna Baszler as an option too. You know that you have other options to put Asuka. You don't throw Asuka in with what's there now. You need some bruisers to come in there. You know, you need your monsters to come in there. You know,
Right.
It'll go down. We'll see something special after a while.
Yeah.
It might, who knows? It might turn out something in a week or two, but she's definitely got to be on Fastlane.
Yeah. They got to do something. They got to do
But,
something.
so, okay, you got a Chamber match. You got
The tag team. You got the tag team titles.
Okay, yeah, there was that.
See,
Usos versus Shane
very
and
lucky
Miz.
that they don't want him to go to AEW
Yeah.
because the fact that he got arrested a few days ago and still won the tag belts with Jay. If that really been almost anyone else, they would have gotten so much trouble.
Yeah.
But thank God him and Naomi was safe. But like I said, talking about Rumble, we knew the Miz and Shane team weren't going to last for those belts, and I'm surprised they didn't pull the trigger then at Chamber, have Miz set him up or whatever. But you could tell it's coming.
They're letting this one stew. They're going to let this stew. They.
As a Miz and Mrs. fan, I gotta say, congrats on baby number 2.
Is it legit though? Is she really
Yeah,
pregnant?
she's pregnant. She really is pregnant.
Okay. I was wondering about
They
that.
did it last time, announced that she was
Oh,
pregnant.
like, are they working
So,
Shane
yeah,
or something? I'm thinking, like, is this
No,
real?
that's not real. Like, she's doing September.
Okay.
Yeah.
And if y'all haven't seen it, watch Miz and Mrs. It's so freaking funny.
It's a good show.
It's really good. I really liked it. Even fans, and it's just hilarious. Like some of the crap they did. I'll tell you one thing. There was one episode where she was pregnant, and you know when women are pregnant, they get these urges, these hungers.
Yeah.
They go to a restaurant, and she gets this like lasagna spaghetti kind of thing, noodles, and they get truffles. She wants with truffles.
Truffles?
Yeah, and so they get the bill, and apparently they're really expensive because Miz tells her, like, my meal costs $40, your meal costs $600.
Oh my God.
Apparently truffles are very expensive.
Yeah, truffles are very expensive. They're just for the people listening. I mean, truffles. They have to have like these specialized pigs and dogs to go hunt them down in the woods in like Europe, and then when they find them, like there are certain levels and degrees, especially like the rarest. I think of the white truffles. When they find the white ones, those are like the rarest. But those things are like these little nuggets worth like.
I mean, when I saw that
thousands.
the first time, I nearly screamed so loud I almost went fancy. I was like, $600.
Yeah.
And then I bought some cheap version at Red Lobster one time, and they're actually pretty fucking good.
Yeah, they straight up like sometimes they do it like a cheese grater thing over your food, and they can cook it in there, and like those things are expensive as hell. Oh my God.
But that's what and I mean, wow, Usos 6-time champ. So
that's incredible.
Has it really been 6 times?
Yeah, they've been winning. They've been beating teams back over and over again.
Now maybe they can start a little feud with Sandy, give them something to do. That'd be great.
Yeah, they need to do something. Yeah, Sandy needs something to do.
I mean, you want to talk about could be going AEW? Where the hell is Sandy? Talk about Austin. Where the hell is Sandy been?
I don't know, and I'm really worried about Nikki Cross. She's been reduced to a jobber now.
And then I do not like that pairing with Alicia Fox.
Yeah, there's that.
That's cold. That's cold red, bro.
That's
I mean, it's sad, but it could have been worse. They could have paired her back with Sandy, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I just
Usos with the belts. I guess we'll see how it goes. Have a few with Sandy or something. I don't know. Either them or where is the bar? Have you noticed the bar ain't been around?
I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, we have not seen the bar.
On to the next match.
The bar may be closed.
102 handicap match.
Yeah, right. What was the next match?
102 handicap match for
the 102
title. Finn Balor versus Leo Rush and Bobby Lashley.
Talking about Balor?
Yeah.
About damn time he got a belt again.
Yeah.
How long did that take?
I don't know. I think Leo is super talented, and I feel like this, like, I know that I can see why they paired him with Bobby, because Bobby needed it. But
the hype man, basically.
yeah, he needed him. He needed him. I just feel that if they were going to go this direction, then they should have maybe kept Finn in the Universal title chase, and just, like, you know, really work this a little bit better. But I think that was a wasted program, though. Also, the fact that, look, I don't know. I have an idea of why Apollo Crews isn't going anywhere right now, but it may have been a good chance for a good feud between Bobby and him.
I wonder what was that about, because wasn't it supposed to be Apollo Crews?
I think Apollo's been. If I had to guess, I think it's maybe because he's botched a good number of matches. Maybe because I think it's. I don't know what it is, but they have not pushed him or used him in any way, and I feel that was a good program to kind of.
He's one of those guys where you keep thinking this is it, that he's finally going to get a shot, and then it goes back down. And they've done that quite a few times with him.
Yeah, I don't know if they don't think he can talk right, or if they don't feel like he has the right look.
Maybe he's too vanilla. You know?
He may be a little too vanilla, but I feel that but I don't know. He you can have a guy like that with his skill. He could beat that. I think maybe he's not getting enough crowd reaction, and maybe he is too vanilla. But
that might be a fine example of maybe he should go back to NXT.
I really think a lot of people need to go back to NXT, because I feel like some people rushed up too quickly. But I mean, you know.
I don't understand, because that really should have been Apollo winning that belt.
That's what I'm saying. It just you could run Apollo.
I'm happy for Balor, though. I'm glad he finally got it, but you know, it was more out of Leo's expense than anything.
I'll say this: I've talked about Bobby Lashley a lot over the years, and people listening to these casts have heard me ridicule Lashley and whatnot. I always say that I don't hate Bobby Lashley, but I do. At first I thought he was too soft. Then later I just thought he was too generic. But at this point I'm saying, okay, he's useful to maybe another wrestling company. But what use did WWE see in him? What good is he? Like, there's nothing interesting about him to me. Like,
the only time it actually got right was when he was on Impact.
That's what I'm saying. On Impact he had appeal.
Right. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, the way they used him with the MMA group and the cockiness, like, they did it right.
I thought that was fine. But when you get to, like, I
don't understand why this can't work in WWE. Why is it not working?
It's not working because when you look at that roster, you look at the level of talent that's around him at this junction in the company's history. There's so much other more just amazing stuff around. Hell, even when you put him up against Apollo Crews, it's still like, God, I'm looking at Apollo Crews. Who the hell is this guy? You know, it's like you look at Bobby Lashley. There's nothing special about him. He's just a big, muscular black guy, and I'm black, and I'm saying this. God help him. I don't want the guy to not have work. But there's work other places where he can be used a lot more effectively. But putting Leo Rush with him was a good idea. But Leo Rush is outshining him. Leo Rush people are watching his matches just to watch Leo Rush. I'm watching Leo Rush. Every time they did the tag, I literally would do something else while Bobby was tagged in. I found my attention swaying. And then when Leo got tagged in, I had to come back to the TV because Leo's in there. You see what I'm saying? It's like, my God, man. You know, I'm sorry, Bobby, but my God, you got to find your niche, man. You got to. What's so special about Bobby Lashley? Somebody tell me. What makes him special?
Leo Rush.
That's what I'm saying. What else does he have? He's a strongman. There have been hundreds of thousands of strongmen. Everybody has been able to do a gorilla press at one point or another at that size. We've seen everybody. Hell, you could at least with Mike Awesome, he could freaking fly. Mike Awesome can hit flips and shit. I mean, what can Bobby Lashley do that will wow me? What can he do that I have not seen yet? Give me something. Anything.
I don't know.
I don't care if he knows MMA. I've seen people do MMA before. I've seen that.
No, you've seen better people do MMA.
That's what I'm saying. I have seen that. I've seen people with amazing bodies. Okay, I've seen it.
Well, while CK waits on that answer,
I'm waiting on it. So you can leave comments on the YouTube video. I don't care.
We'll go on to the next match. The Raw Women's title match between Ruby Riott versus Ronda Rousey. Pretty much a squash match.
Squash match. But a purposeful one.
He's been probably wanting to slam Leo Rush in a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, you're talking about the women's. Oh yeah, you're talking about the Ronda Rousey. Yeah. Now Ronda. Now that was a squash. It was a meaningful squash, but it was a squash.
They didn't give her no offense. They didn't give Ruby no offense.
Ruby got crushed. I have to admit, Ruby got smashed. I don't know why I'm standing up for smash. It was. I mean, I love the throws and takeovers. Ruby made those look really good, but I mean, God, it was a squash. That's why I had to do something on Raw. Yeah, that's why what happened on Raw happened. I mean,
well, we get it, yeah.
With what was it? It was when did Becky? How long was it? When did Becky come out?
Becky came out after the match. When Charlotte got in there.
Ruby versus Ronda.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like,
oh God, should have been a lot longer.
Yeah, but when did man? It was like one sided though. Even I have to admit, it was kind of
very one sided. I mean, the one last night, the match last night was way better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And but yeah, Becky came out there dressed like an X-Men character and crushes, and of course the security just let her walk by.
She thought she was Sonya Blade.
She walked the hell out of them with those crutches.
Yeah.
Did you see Charlotte's arm?
Yeah. You see Ronda's head.
Yeah, she busted.
Ronda got that gas tank. Gosh, she wasn't because we don't need another person with concussion.
Yeah.
You know. And it's like it's like they didn't have to handcuff Becky. I mean, she wasn't gonna run. I mean,
I don't know. It just.
But I guess we'll see where this goes.
Look at it. I want to also make a note here. Look how long it took they really killed the believability. Look how long it took the referees to get down there. That was insane. Like you're telling me at least I would have at least had two of them come down as soon as Becky got in the ring, and then you could have gradually added more.
After like the first two hits, should have came down there.
No, they were nowhere to be found.
Before they came out there.
It'd be different if they had an explanation as to what they were doing. Like, okay, we were handling a fight in the backstage area, and we couldn't get down there quick enough.
It's like if she appeared out of nowhere in the back, like that, I get. But like fact that was right there at the ring, and they were taking their time to come down, and that was.
Here's my thing: if I were in booking, if I was on the board with Vince, I'd automatically if I was producing a segment, I'd produce the open of the show to have Vince McMahon himself shouting at asking what the hell's going on backstage in his office with a whole bunch of referees.
They would have done that. You think they would have Vince kind of what the hell? But
yeah,
they all know he was there.
I would have had Vince back there. You could have put Vince back there. Yeah, exactly. With the road agents, put Vince back there with the road agents and the referees. Have them all back there in a room having conference. Have Vince just losing his mind back there, just for like a minute and 30 seconds at the open of the show, just so you could explain that.
Took way too long.
Vince could have been blowing his top at the beginning of the show, and that would have made sense. Like usually they'd be like, "Get the hell out of here!" Then they all leave and go to work. So that would have been a good open to the show,
Yeah.
Right.
But your winner is Ronda Rousey. Do we really want to talk about Baron Corbin and Braun Strowman?
I want to talk about this.
Go ahead.
I want to just say something about this.
We didn't have to discuss.
Okay. I don't know how deep in the doghouse Braun Strowman is right now. I don't know. I don't know what is going through the minds of the writing team on Baron Corbin. I don't think they know what to do with these two gentlemen. I really don't think they know what to do at this point. And it's not the writers. It's not completely the writers' fault, and it's not completely it's not completely the talent's fault in this case. But they both share fault in this matter, and I feel like at this point, when you have a match like that, and basically you also look at its place on the card, you still could have put, honestly, even if the crowd wouldn't have gave it a reaction, the fans would have watched it. You could have put the Buddy Murphy match there, and you could have taken that match, put that on the pre-show, and it wouldn't have made any damn difference whatsoever. I don't see why we wasted our time with that match and have Bobby Lashley come back out there and the waste. I mean, to waste talent like that. Okay, the double table spot was nice, but was it really worth my time to go through that? No, it wasn't.
No.
Guys, WWE, take a hint. Put the Buddy Murphy match there next time. We'll watch Buddy. We will.
Yeah.
Right.
Also another what the hell moment. Lacey Evans came down and then went back up.
What the hell is that all about?
I don't know, man.
She's catwalking. Apparently, they think it's a good idea to have her catwalk the entrance way, just to remind us that she's still there. And I honestly don't know who produced that segment, but they need to go ahead and just come up with the idea. Okay, we kind of missed an opportunity at the Women's Royal Rumble by not letting her come out and proclaim she was going to win, and then not win, because that probably, or at least come close to winning, because that probably would have made her claim a little bit more meaningful, and she's not just some nobody who said something and nothing ever came of it. You know what I'm saying? That was a good if they wanted her to be anything more than just another freaking what was that girl's name? The girl who sucked, who was redheaded.
Eva Marie.
Yeah. If they don't want her to become, if they want to avoid her becoming the next Eva Marie, they need to have her do something extremely meaningful. I don't know if they're going to have her. I saw something interesting they could have done when she did her last catwalk on Raw. Maybe it would be a nice contrast to have her be a manager for Heavy Machinery. That would be funny, because she's so cleanly and whatnot. She's so ladylike, but they are total trash.
You really could have something there.
But that's the only way that will work. The only way that will work is they brought back vignettes, which WWE has done vignettes and God knows when. A vignette for that, huh?
Some new Duchess.
Yeah. Here's the thing. The vignette. The last time we saw a good vignette was with Rhino and what is it? Rhino and Heath Slater, was it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Those were good vignettes. They haven't done that in years. You do Heavy Machinery vignettes. Actually show them working out, then going to eat red meat. Show them doing it. Show Lacey there trying to get them to change their dietary habits, but always failing to do so. It's comedy. It's funny.
You can have a month-long thing of them her taking steak away from them.
That's what I'm saying.
And they can use that anger and win more.
That's what I'm saying. You say you want steak, you have to win, and that makes them stronger. And then having them try to assert manners, like having them try to put on napkins and shit, and try to get their dining wear right. Having scenes at restaurants where she's trying to teach them formality, and they're totally failing. That's hilarious. That shit's funny as hell. They just, that if you want to do something, that's something. But I'm just saying, people have forgotten how good vignettes can be. Totally forgotten.
A dying art.
Dying art. Total dying art.
Yeah.
Well, on to the Elimination Chamber match for the WWE title. Kofi Kingston, Jeff Hardy, Randy Orton, AJ Styles, Samoa Joe, and Daniel Bryan.
My God, did they come out and give us a show?
Did crazy how soon Joe got out.
I didn't like that part.
I didn't like that either.
I didn't like that. I honestly thought to myself that I was hoping for an upset for Joe, or at least Joe making it.
Is he in the doghouse too or not?
I'm wondering about that too. Like, before we get into the chamber, let's talk about the doghouse, okay? Is Shinsuke Nakamura, Samoa Joe, and Braun Strowman in the doghouse? Has anybody heard any rumors?
I know Braun Strowman.
Between the three, less Nakamura, more probably Braun and Joe.
I don't know about Joe.
What did Joe do?
I know Strowman
I don't know,
is.
because it doesn't make sense how he's being used.
They are just they're not burying Joe, but they're sure leaving him out there in the pasture.
They're not burying him, but they're making him look like House was jabroni in the big matches.
Yeah, I'm not understanding.
Because he lost the first time in Survivor Series. And
he got eliminated the Rumble. That was like,
yeah.
God, come on.
It's just the way he got eliminated. And if you remember Survivor Series, how soon he got out of that.
Yeah.
What did he do? What did he do?
Your guess is as good as mine. And so got that, and the whole crowd, the whole night, everyone was crazy for Kofi.
I was glad to see
Major props
this.
for him in that great gauntlet match.
I have been pleading for WWE to go cast a black lead forever. I feel like, look, man, we've had leading men of every kind of race, but we never get that. We never got a black leading man. My God, come on, man. There are some of us who can work. There are some black people who can work. There are, and it's Black History Month. It's a good time. I understand them doing this for Kofi. There were several reasons they did this for Kofi. I could see. Kofi has done a lot for this company in terms.
He's been in the game a long time.
But he's contributed some very, very important money-making moments to this company. Come on. We all remember all the clever things he pulled off in these Rumbles and Battle Royals and such of saving himself. That's a big deal. You're creating moments that people will remember, and that sells DVDs. That sells merch. Like, come on, and you're telling me, okay, now, and then not only that, it's they haven't had a legit black champion. Like, never had a legit black champion. I don't care what people say about Mark Henry. I'm not talking about Mark Henry. I'm not even going to get into that right now.
What'd you get hate on Mark Henry for?
I don't have hate on Mark Henry. I'm just saying I'm not going to get into it right now. I'm not going to get into the Mark Henry story. Go watch it.
So you're not going to count Mark Henry or Booker T?
Neither one of those guys were like actual, like legit, like workers. They were workers, but they weren't like the workhorse men. Kofi.
They weren't like the man. They weren't the man.
No, they weren't them. That's not a leading man. They weren't leading men. Those were not leading men. They weren't. They weren't your. They weren't your. Like right now, none of those men. No black man has ever gotten to the position that a Daniel Bryan or a Stone Cold Steve Austin or the Rock, who's not. He's not black, people. He's
Booker T have it?
Booker T was never. Come on, WCW. Come on, really. Booker T was never taken seriously as a leading man. Booker T was never a leading man.
I mean, in some aspects he did. He was.
In some aspects, but no, not legit. Come on, he got when you get buried during your own push, during a major push, you get buried by Triple H at WrestleMania. Come on. He was never taken seriously. He went under to the Rock. He went under the Triple H. He went under, even as King Booker. They let him reign for a little while, but they gave him a title that's arguably disputed. Come on, when are we going to get the leading man?
What about I can't think straight right now.
What do you think of?
That's on the black ones. I can think of right now.
I mean, God.
Been really cool.
I'll say there's been a black world champion. Come on, Ron Simmons was great. I'm not saying black people haven't had successes. I'm not saying that. I'm saying, when is the WWE gonna cast a black lead?
Not until Triple H takes over finally.
Yeah, probably. I mean, but I'm just saying, Kofi. I saw potential in Kofi, seeing him go through this. I think he now has the experience. Seeing him work that, like you see he can definitely get in there and hang with these very skilled worksmen out there. You know, like the spots and, you know, and sequences they're executing. Kofi's execution was really good. I think he could be a leading man. You know, but I don't know. You know, just anyone. You know,
plus him and Daniel Bryan worked pretty good.
That's what I'm saying. That was nice. Give him a program with Daniel Bryan at some point. Just give him something. You know, the New Day will be fine. The New Day will be fine. Heck, even Xavier Woods is good. Xavier Woods is great.
Hell, even not. I mean, I pretty much knew since they got him that new title that they were going to let him lose it.
Yeah.
At least not till WrestleMania.
Yeah. I understand the why Kofi lost. That was fine. It was an excellent match, and I love the finish. Everybody was invested. The whole chamber was a good match altogether. It was a great match. Fantastic story told there. All of us thought they were going to pull the lateral. We all thought they were going to pull the lateral, but they had. I love it when they have us going like that.
Especially when you got that Trouble in Paradise.
Yeah, that I thought it was. I thought they were going for it. Yeah, I thought they were really going to go for it, but hell, it's good stuff.
Also, what do y'all think about Daniel Bryan's title?
It seemed like something that a kid would make in woodshop class. That's what I thought.
It's still better than the spinner belt.
It's better than the spinner belt.
Every time I see Daniel speak, he reminds me of a villain that would have been perfect on Captain Planet.
Yeah!
You know, like the whole angry, eco-friendly, or eco-terrorist friendly guy.
I like the new Titantron they did for him, too.
You're in your earth, fire, wind, water, heart, and then here comes Captain Planet about to take him down. That's what he reminds me of, honestly. But, I mean, in his own way, I like that he's protecting the earth, protecting the environment. You know, it's just, I'm not crazy about the title. I just think it's hilarious, you know?
Well, you know,
I'm reading all the weed jokes on Twitter, though,
only a company run by the right wing would ever come up with a villain like this. Only a conservative, and they're not even a conservative company. The business model is not even conservative. It's pro wrestling. There is nothing conservative about pro wrestling. My God, yet, you know, like I said, only they could come up with a villain like this.
I mean, and then this once again proves, if you give Daniel Bryan a little itch, he will make it the biggest scratch you can imagine.
Oh, hell yeah.
The fact that he has just ran with this, and it has been brilliant, and just, he went from not too long ago, a comeback kid. He was the yes guy to now, he is being booed like crazy. He's probably going to make the word sickle the word of the year.
He's managed to really milk it.
It's great, and I think that, would you buy that title?
If I was collecting, yeah, because it's actually a nice piece to put in the title collection. If I was trying to collect WWE titles,
it's better looking than Jeff Hardy's title.
I like it. I think it's better than the spinner belt.
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely. What do you think of the whole partnership with Rowan?
It's giving Rowan a job. He's not in the way, at least.
It's weird seeing him in normal clothes.
Yeah.
Where's Harper coming back?
I don't know. They said he was there backstage at Chamber, so I imagine he'll be coming soon. Probably gonna be in cahoots with Daniel, and this would be the perfect moment for a Bray Wyatt comeback.
Yeah.
You know, it was. It's interesting, and I thought it was a great match. We were all on our edge of our seats, praying for us to be wrong and give Cody the belt. And really would have brought some legitimacy to the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view if Kofi won.
Yeah.
Because everybody was looking at this pay-per-view like nothing's gonna happen. It's just a you know, like a tiny pay-per-view no one cares about. And then you could have just had one of the biggest shocks ever. And I love the fact that the focus on Kofi, because you know we didn't understand, but it would have been like jealousy with the other guys.
Oh, yeah.
You know, like envy, and could have led a few. I'm glad that they're sticking by him. I like that. I like that this is the kind of group that does that.
Yeah, they have a good team over there. It's
They
just
are great. You can never break this group up, honestly.
yeah, this is a good team. I like this era of SmackDown particularly. I've enjoyed this. I guess we'd call it the AJ Styles era. I've enjoyed this AJ Styles era of SmackDown. I really
And
feel like
how sick was that counter Orton did on AJ?
it was nice. Oh, that was good. He caught that. He was right on that. That's right up there with the rest of them. I mean, Orton has been catching these things nicely. I think he's been doing it for so many years. He can catch from anywhere. You know, it's like, you know, man, that takes precision, man, not to botch that. I mean, that was beautiful.
And then it's like, I feel so bad for Ali, you know?
Yeah.
I hope he gets better soon.
He'll be fine.
And man, did you see that accidental stomp Orton did to his eye?
Oh God, when he ran over, yeah,
That looked bad.
I remember this. Yeah.
Was that the reason why he got a concussion?
Huh?
Was that the reason why he got a concussion?
It was that. Also, his back has been hurt.
Oh.
He's having back problems. I mean, you know, how many times he's done that 450? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. But
so I hope he comes back soon. And like I said, it was a great match, great Kofi moment. He won the MVP in that pay-per-view, and I'm hoping it is. If it's not Mania, at least him and Daniel at Fastlane.
we only hope.
Yeah, we go. They'll
It should
probably.
be the main event because I think you got a great. Really, it should be a Mania too. You have such a great story with those two.
And then
You already got the beginning perfectly. You just might as well ride it out till Mania.
it'd be a really good. That would actually be a well choreographed, nice hard fought match they could put together because you know
Absolutely.
Kofi's so athletic he can hang with Daniel on that level and it would be really good. Look at the way he sold those running knees. Like Kofi flipped inside out when he got hit with them damn things.
The way he took those running knees were ninja-esque.
He made them like those two were able to suck us in so much by these hits they were taking. They really made it look nasty. Like they really made this stuff. They really like made it look devastating. And we're like, oh, you know, it's like it's over now. You know.
I'm like at this point, look, if you're not gonna give Joe the dang belt, give Kofi the dang belt.
Yeah.
He'll probably still go with the equal friendly belt. You know what I mean? So, I mean, you could put like New Day stuff all over or a pancake or something. I mean.
And that's the thing. Joe had this great match with Brock Lesnar, and it's like, you know, God, man, that was a good match. And then Joe's out there. He really got this program with AJ Styles over, man. Him saying the things he said got it over. He got us into it. He's good. I just don't see why they won't give him one run. God, give him.
It's really cool how emotional both those favorite matches were.
Yeah, I just.
You know, like they both in an emotional moment, and both had people in both of them that were hungry for it, and you know, I mean, Corbin, Strowman, Jarrett Taylor. This was a decent pay-per-view.
It was.
I enjoyed it, and it got me emotional. I mean, you know, I was not disappointed. I was not 100% happy about it, but I was disappointed. Yeah, I wish they would treat all the pay-per-views that well.
Yeah, like I said, it just.
I really hope they treat Fastlane well.
I hope so too. If they just make a better choice, and when you get a match like Corbin and Braun, that when you don't know what to do with the two guys, just set them aside for now. Okay, let's put Buddy Murphy. Let's put a 205 match.
Please put Buddy Murphy on the
or bring an NXT feud into that spot. Put anything there. It could be a moment to promote another show.
It's like put Buddy Murphy versus whoever on the main card at Fastlane.
Yeah, it'll be good, man. I mean, they could have had Tozawa there. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
That's just, I didn't understand that. But other than that, they make better choices like that. They'll be fine.
Agreed.
You guys wanted to talk about AEW.
Okay, yeah. So for those anybody who's a wrestling fan knows about the beginnings of what could potentially be a huge boom in wrestling with AEW.
Wait, before this, it won't be long. I promise. Just right quick.
Yeah.
One quick question.
Yeah.
How great was it seeing Black, Ricochet, Gargano, and Ciampa on Raw last night?
Oh, that was excellent. Yeah, I was glad to see that.
Great.
I was happy
All right,
about
now
that.
keep it going.
This AEW, it has huge potential, and I remember in my discussions with a number of people about the potential for it to grow and become a major force. They need AEW right now. They're looking. They got Kenny now apparently, and there's your main weapon. You got to take care of your main weapon there. They're building. They're gaining talent. People are coming. They've got Jericho and everybody. But I'm looking at it like this: to truly gain success. And I watched a video about this, like avoiding the mistakes of TNA. They will be fine so long as they do not try to recreate WCW. That's where TNA went wrong. Don't hire. It's been a whole nother decade. It's been a whole nother decade down. Just stray away from anybody from that era. It's time to just focus on the new talent. Like TNA made this mistake and they lost traction because they took their hands off the pressure wheel with the X Division. The X Division was the best damn thing in wrestling at that time, and they did not develop it. They let it just be there and focused on their heavyweight division when their heavyweight division was at best lackluster until they brought in some new talent here and there. But trying to bring in old legends to their heavyweight division, was a terrible business decision. Bringing in Hogan and Bischoff and the management was a terrible idea as well at that point in time. They're just for a new company trying to bring you a different product. It's a terrible decision to bring in these figures. And by God, the worst decision that lost them their TV deal by bringing in Vince Russo, which lost them their television deal, was one of the hugest mistakes and biggest blunders in the history of the business. You have AEW here. Best thing they can do: hire a management team, hire a real management team. Get some suits in there. Get somebody who knows how to run a business. If you have too many of the guys, of the boys, in the creative kitchen, it's not going to work, because then you get a lot of corruption in there. You got to have guys. I'd say your writing team. You want to kind of change the ratio from WWE with the writing team. You want to have a lot of really good guys who've been in the business a while, who understand what a good worked match is on the writing team. You want people in the wrestling business wrestling business veterans on the writing team. Hell, people would scoff at this, but I would pay any amount of money to get Jim Cornette on there. People talk about Cornette's way, but if you get somebody to keep Cornette in check and you give Cornette his freedom to write, you let Cornette just write. Don't have him manage. Have him write for you.
Yeah, but Cornette has a thing between him and the Young Bloods, and
there's bad blood there. But God, is he a great writer? Cornette is one of the great writers in wrestling. But basically what I'm saying is you need a strong writing team that's in the business, and you need at least about 70% of them to be in the wrestling business. The other 30% you can get your soap opera writers, because sometimes the boys get a little too out of hand with continuity and story. You need some people who know how to piece together a story that will appeal to a wider audience. Because if you're AEW and you're trying to pull in audience, Yes, you're going for a niche market. You're going for, but if you want to really make it big in the wrestling business, you can't stick to the niche wrestling fan market. You have to bring in the commercial spectators, and the way you do that is you focus on bringing in a niche product that is focused on the wrestling fan, but something that where the wrestling fan can pull in the spectator as well, so that the spectator will understand what the wrestling fan understands about what we're watching here. The product itself, they need to if they do this, they don't need to hire every damn WWE reject off the street. There's no reason for them to pull in MVP. Don't do that. Don't hire people that were absolutely worthless on both products, TNA and things. Don't hire these people. Hire your talent that has talent. Go for international talent. Go for people who are proven in the ring. Like God, I mean, no, I'm surprised they haven't reached out to Jonathan Gresham. Get Gresham in there. Get guys who get in there and tie up and go, because WWE's sucking up all the young talent really quickly. Like God, I mean, they got Matt Riddle already. I mean, God, the AEW needs to move fast and pull in talent. But I'm just saying, there's a chance. Now, we were talking about the Revival and how the Revival got the tag belts. The Revival got tag belts because I think they legitimately were going to walk. And I don't blame them, because if you look at the way they were getting used, this is the damn Revival. They were match of the year last year. I mean, they weren't even on the main product. If I'm the Revival, I'm doing this like I'm in the walk, Vince. If we don't start getting used right, you guys are. Look what you guys. I mean, God, you guys broke up American Alpha. That was a terrible idea. You guys are like half-assing on the AOP here. Like, what the hell? You know, like I would be concerned. I'd be threatening to walk too. You know, like, yo, we're not going to get embarrassed out here. Not after all the work we put in to build our credibility. You can take that credibility to another company and stay on top. You see what I'm saying? I don't blame them.
Yeah.
AEW is about to start up. They got a billionaire behind them. Even if the company folds in about 5 years, at least we'll have steady income and have our credibility. I'm walking, you know, like, yo, we can, and yeah, you'll hire us back in 5 years because you'll need talent at some point, and you'll need us, and we'll still be over. We'll be over because we spent we stayed over in the other company. So, you know, we win either way, you know. So if you're the Revival and the way they wrestle, they're never gonna break down. Because they wrestle an old style, they're gonna be fresh as daisies in 5 years. You see what I'm saying? So, you know, like it's a do or die for WWE. They had to give them the titles. It's like you threw Chad Gable together with Bobby Roode, who's supposed to be a singles heel with the Intercontinental title right now, but they didn't want to do that. They made Bobby a face, which is one of the stupidest things I could ever imagine doing. And I mean, God, you know, if I'm Revival, I'm looking at this shit like, God, I'm finna walk. I don't want any part of this. It's like crazy. They could have brought Jason Jordan back when he got 100% and been like, look, we're gonna put you back with Chad. We're gonna forget it's okay. Who cares if you're Kurt Angle's son? Put together American Alpha. Let's have them feud the Revival. Let's get some freaking A-class matches on Raw that'll bring Raw's ratings up. And it will if you let those two teams work like they're supposed to work. Raw's ratings will be flying right now, but they don't want to do that. They don't want to play ball. So, you know, there's AEW. But I'm sorry, I just went on rant, gentlemen.
Look, all I gotta say about AEW is people need to just let it. Let's see if they do get a TV deal. Let's get at least one show out of the way before we start claiming that it's going to take WWE down. I think people are kind of overreacting, thinking that it's going to be the savior for wrestling.
They don't even have a front office yet. They don't even have a front office yet. You need a front office to do a TV deal.
It's just like, let's give it time. Let's let the plant grow a little bit. You know?
Yeah.
It's not just, it's like the revolution hasn't started yet. Okay? Let's just enjoy the ride for now. This is just the pre, you know what I'm saying? I mean, it's great that they got another show coming up. Vegas. It's going to be a great show. Really excited to see Jericho and Omega again. That press conference was amazing. Great job getting popped, you know.
Yeah.
And I'm interested to see what they're going to do with this Chinese wrestling group that's with them now.
Yeah. They need a powerful sponsor.
Huh?
They need a powerful corporate sponsor. I don't remember the Chinese group's name. I don't remember.
I saw clips of them. They look amazing.
Yeah.
You know, just in the. I think it's going to be great. Wait till they get some deals going. Keep it going. Word of mouth. Word of mouth's going good. But I'm just saying to all those. I know fans are excited, but you know, slow down.
Yeah.
You know, Rome was. There's a reason why a common phrase is Rome wasn't built in a day. But AEW is not going to be built in a day.
No.
You know, be excited, but slow down. Don't automatically think, oh, they're going to kill WWE, you know, that, you know, like, don't, yeah, I agree with TK. Don't be Impact. Don't be TNA.
Yeah, don't do any of that. That'd be
I
a
better
terrible.
not see Nash anywhere near that stage.
Yeah, they need to stay away from those guys.
Yeah.
But, so we'll just have to wait and see.
Yeah. But that's going to do it for today. Thank you for joining us. Please like and subscribe, leave a comment, and tell a friend.
Tell your friends.